Hey guys, my last video, my phone completely died. So I decided to rewatch it and see where it left off. And yeah, my son's home now. And so I just wanted to let you guys know I'm sorry that the video got cut off like it did. Um, I did see where it got cut off about um, the guy who had told me that I only had 12 months, less than 12 months to live. And I just wanted to go ahead and finish that story. Um, I had prayed about it for about a year, and I shouldn't have listened to the guy, but he did get in my head. And my life, I started noticing changes. I wouldn't go riding as normal. I have a motorcycle. My ex, we all had motorcycles, dirt bikes, four wheelers. Things that I normally love to do. I was sitting at home. I'll cook dinner. I'll have dinner ready. Kids will be taken care of. We don't need to put the kids on the bike. We're done. And it was really pathetic, is what it was, that I had really believed that some entity that wasn't heavenly could tell me I was going to die or whatever. The deal is, I'm trying to hold this still because now I'm holding it. The deal is that I was changed for this. I was changed, and it changed my life because it got into my head because I believed it. And so I still continue to pray because I have faith. I prayed all the time. Prayed, Jesus, but I'm praying kind of selfishly. I'm like, Jesus, I don't want to die. Please don't let me die yet. So instead of going to him and saying, Jesus, remove these demons, or whatever, instead I'm like, don't let me die, Jesus. We oftentimes come to him when we want something, and I've learned that. It took many years for me to learn not to come to him just because I want something or I want to ask for something or whatever. But point is a year went by, almost a year, somewhere like that, 6, 8 months, something like that. And so I prayed one night really hard about it. And I'm still praying. Don't let me die, as much as I can when I go to bed, I'm praying this. And so that particular night, I woke up paralyzed. And normally, I could get out astral travel, but I was paralyzed and I couldn't move. And when that's a horrible situation, because your soul's actually stuck in your body and your body can't move, your soul's trapped inside and you're literally paralyzed, like in a coma state. And I couldn't free. And at the same time, that very same entity, that man, stood right next to my bed, literally, and just pricked and pinched my legs and just tormented me, really. And I was pissed. And I pray, Jesus, and I say it, and sometimes I have to go back later and say, I'm sorry I was so demanding. But I'm like, Jesus, take this away from me now. Take him away from me now. This is not an option. This is not okay. I'm your child. Take it away. And so he did. He delivered me. And so this experience was so awesome because the ceiling opened up. The whole ceiling. So there was no ceiling. I'm in bed paralyzed. I could see the ceiling open up so I could see the sky. And I see Jesus's hand come out of the sky. And when he came out, he had his sword. And that's the first time. That's before I had a sword. And that was the first time I ever seen him have a sword. This is all crazy new to me. And I seen his wrist, his not up to his elbow, but to about his wrist in his hand. It was huge. And he had a sword. And his handle of the sword was gold. And there was rhinestones all around it. And then the actual sword, itself was silver and long. This thing taller than skyscrapers type of huge. And he swiped it down from the sky. And it hit that man that was standing there, and he just disappeared. He vanished. He's not here anymore with us. That's all. I just want to tell you that Jesus does not like to kill. And I had already said this in a video, and it got deleted or whatever. My phone died, and so I got a partial video here. Probably a sign that it was too long anyway. But the deal is he doesn't want to kill, and him and his angels will cry, and you could feel the heartache within them when they have to kill something. But they will protect their own, and they will protect their angels. And there is nothing that's going to hurt. I don't care if you killed me right now, to this day. If you killed me right standing here now, I'm going to heaven. And so that's important, but the deal is your soul can actually die as well. And so that's not a fear I ever have, because even though when I get attacked by demons, I've said this so many times, they're not attacking me for the fact that they're going to kill my soul, because they're not. They would sever the communication between my soul and my body. That's something they've been trying for a while, and I should stand strong and say that'll never happen. But I just have to keep faith, because there's times that's very scary in that world, and there's many attacks. And so anytime you're good, anytime you're working on a pure level and you're good, you're gonna have shit happen to you. I mean, there's no other way to put it, because the devil's not gonna quit trying. Once you're dead, that's a different story. Who you are, you go to where you need to go, hopefully you don't get stuck on this dimension and you don't got to deal with demons. And so that's something I know for a fact that I don't have to worry about. So the point is this, I'm trying to tell you that, okay, when I tell you, if I use a sword to kill, or if Jesus uses a sword, or an angel uses a sword, it's because there was no other option. And most likely, these entities that have this much power is either a soul that's lived many generations, that's gained its own strength, or it's a soul, or it's a demon, period. Like, it's not human-like, it's not lived in a human form type of thing. So, that's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you. So, I just want to make it clear that Jesus isn't the one that's out there killing, okay? It's purely the fact that he is protecting his own, and he won't do that. I prayed for a year. You have to continue your faith with him, and you have to literally believe, and you don't need proof. You'll see things change in your life when that happens. And I want to end this by telling you that just because I travel in the astral world doesn't mean that if I backslide and quit going through Jesus, then we'd have a big problem. I'm not sure I'd be here. I really don't think I would be. So it's just important to realize that you are capable, and even though you can't see it, just like the situation I told you earlier about, my son's here, so I have to I'm listening to make sure he's not listening, because this kind of freak him out. But I'm just trying to say you're capable of doing the same thing, even though you can't see it. Every day that I'm walking, I know that I'm not seeing all the ghosts around me with my human eyes. But with my experience in the astral world, I know that they're there. I could feel their presence and sense them. But when I'm on the astral world, then I could see them. So what I'm trying to tell you is just because you don't see them, I guarantee you, I promise you, that you're not going to be free of ghostly experiences, walking into a grocery store even, or into your house, or having somebody come to your house. These happen. It's normal. We live on Earth, you know what I mean? So nobody's free from it. And it's important to realize that if you pray, he's coming. He's coming regardless if I'm awake or I'm sleeping. It takes about 2 to 3 seconds for him to hear me. If I was to pray a prayer right now because I need something, or I need protection or deliverance, or I need understanding or truth, he is going to come. He's going to hear you. There's no way he doesn't hear you. You pray in Jesus' name, he hears you. He will teach you whatever it is you need to know. And don't expect to hear his voice. You're just going to know through him, he's going to deliver you. It might not be this year. It might be next. Like in the situation with my father, I was 8 or 9. I didn't know until I was 30, 34. And I didn't understand what he was doing. It's not for us to understand. If we had the knowledge of God, we wouldn't be able to live. He is huge. You know why he's huge? He has a lot of knowledge and power. We cannot compare. Okay, so even if we expanded our conscious and realized, we did all the things to expand to the max. People die, when they get too much positive frequency. I'll get into this. Because it's important to cover, especially with awakening. I'm trying to tell you that yes, the knowledge you find is true, and I'm not going to tell you to quit seeking it. I'm telling you that once you get out there and you really are functioning on a astrophysic level, you have to be careful because it short circuits your body. I have my toes twitch all the time from all my travels. Einstein, for instance, okay, perfect example. He was a genius, literally, and I never even researched the guy. I think he went crazy or something. I don't even know how he died. I just know that he had the knowledge. A lot of the times I look stuff up and it says Einstein, like, and I'm not saying I'm Einstein. I'm saying that he knows what's up with a lot of things that he was saying. And like, the importance is he was mentally disturbed, and I'm guaranteeing had hallucinations. I'm guaranteeing he had paranoia, schizophrenia, because once you raise so high, you can't free yourself from knowing almost everything, you know. And like I said, you'll never know everything. I say almost. The knowledge is insane, and it's very powerful. But then again, we got to remember we're here to live. We're not dead yet, and so we have to find a balance. That's so important, and that's why I wrote that paper recently. You have to have a sliding. I don't like it. You have to have a balance, okay? So just make sure that you know that you have to stay grounded. I'm not a person that likes grounding rituals, but I was so high in frequency like recently that I had to figure out how to ground myself to find my my reality, because the reality is we are living. This is a living situation. We're in body and we're not in spirit, and when we're operating only on spirit and we're living more over there than over here, it could cause issues with the physical body that could cause health issues. The man that was in the wheelchair, I've mentioned him before, Stephen Hawkins maybe, or something like that. He was a genius, and he's created so many laws that govern space that are actually on point accuracy. He devoted his life to that. In my opinion, if he would have had faith, he would have seen that, you know, we didn't end at the Big Bang Theory. So there's more, and I feel like he works so hard on partial truths because you won't ever get the whole truth without faith. And so he worked so hard on partial truths that his body was unable to maintain. He had no use of the body. He had to speak through something that was attached to his lobe, his temporal lobe, and it talked through communication. It read his mind, and because it got to where he couldn't even speak. Okay, so I'm going to get into that. I have a degree in health, and I also have knowledge of astrophysics. And I don't want to discourage anyone from being positive. I just want to promote the balance. It's important for psychics or any light workers or anyone in that form to have balance, to keep sanity in this mind. Like I said, Jesus and God has so much information that we could not be physically able to keep it in our heads. You know what I mean? And for us to search for truths, that's why we can search all we want, but to say everything and to know everything is physically impossible in this body. And even in astral form, there's so much to see. In spiritual form, there's so much to see. And I know that in heaven, you don't care about seeing or learning or knowing or finding a truth, because if you get to heaven, He is the truth. And there is no reason why you have to try to prove it, or, you know, it's a peaceful feeling. And I'll be doing more videos about that. It's like, I don't want to discourage anyone from positivity. I've been on a positivity trip myself for quite some time, and it is the way to be. And so we'll talk about that. There's some things about electromagnetic energy. As you guys know, we all are electromagnetic energy, and I found that if, you know, negative frequency is something I don't deal with. The people I help, most of them have a negative frequency that I'm teaching them how to rid of, but you know, I have my moments, but not really, and you know, but my problem is getting so high in frequency that it disconnects from reality of living living this life. And it's so important to realize I'm not living out that life. You know, my reality is this life, and my reality needs to be focused on this life. And in order to sustain balance and harmony within the physical human body, we have to maintain a balance. And that goes into your chakra alignments. And, you know, there's a lot to talk about with all this stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and end this. This is super long. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys make it to this end of the video. Typically, I don't do videos this long, but we're covering Jesus here. And it was important for me to really hit hard on a lot of things that I know about him. And there's more. But this channel is pretty much not so much to push a religion. I want to make that clear. I do feel like every religion has a partial truth. I can't say every, but a lot of them do. And then when you get proof, sometimes you stop at that, you know. And it's important not to stop at that. It's just important to keep faith, you know. But again, we won't hit religion a lot. You'll hear me talk about Jesus because he is my protector and he keeps me safe out there. But I want to talk more now about different things like electromagnetic energy, what's going on in the world right now, the awakening, the things that I know from experience and knowledge and knowing. I have quite a few light workers that are good friends with me. You know, the movement, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things. World's changing, and it's exciting. At the same time, it's kind of like, wow, because we're all on the same page and we're all working for a better cause, and that's what's needed. That's what's important, and that's the goal, and I'm on board with that. I'll never stand here and tell you I have all the answers. I'm always learning. I'm always listening, watching YouTube videos, calling my cousin. He's good for helping. There's just a lot. So we'll cover some of that stuff. Yeah, so hopefully this channel will end up growing, and we'll be reaching more people, and I need to be more consistent, and that'll happen soon. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that you guys enjoy your week, and I will be back soon with more information. All right, thank you for joining.